A man comes to a village and gets a little place to stay in. From morning to night he swings his sword. His life has nothing else, only the sword, day in, day out. No matter the weather, he gets up, swings his sword, and then sleeps. 10 years pass, 20, 30. After 37 years, his dead body remains holding the sword. While this doesn't make a ton of sense initially, this was just a dream. It was a dream of Iran Pereira, son of a baron who lost his mother at an early age and then didn't leave his body until he became 15 years old. After waking up from this dream, though, he fails to sleep again, as his body now yearns for the sword. His frail body that only slept for almost 10 years and has as little muscle as possible. Suddenly, he starts training with full throttle. He trains like it all day the first day, just swinging swords, trying to imitate the guy, and only stops when his butler interrupts him, scared for the little boy. But he keeps at it every day, while everyone reacts differently to Iron's sudden change. Tonight, he's that his sister, Iron, simply doesn't care about them. Well, coming back to the video's title and my own journey, I was a fat child. Growing up, my parents didn't really encourage me to participate in sport activities all that much, and most of my days were spent in front of a screen. And in a classical fashion, my mother liked it when I ate a ton. In her words, I needed to eat a lot to grow up a lot. And while this was an encouragement, sure, I liked eating a lot too. It was my own problem. This paired with my sedentary lifestyle, I put on a lot of fat quickly. And through the years that I got taller, my unhealthy eating habits stayed, so I kept being the fat person through the years. I dabbled in some short-lived sport eras, but they all ended with little to no gains. So when I saw this character not having an end goal in his training was simply fascinating. It was a much better mindset than mine, actually. And I quickly started loving the character as I read through the chapters. I started running and going to the gym, and every time I felt like my body ached, it felt nice. It felt nice to do this just for doing it, just to have this ache, just to be stronger, and just to run. And as per the manga, while Iron is training every day, imitating the guy from his dream, an old man starts watching him. After 10 days, Iron's work ethic impresses the man who was a scout from the prestigious Sword Academy. Old Man gives Iron an invitation. In Old Man's thinking, this type of work ethic, fueled by nothing, would yield unimaginable results after some years, however lacking Iron might be right now. An important downside for me, I am starting to get bored of the most prestigious academic setting. I don't know if Harry Potter started it all, but at this point, this might be overused. However, one praise I have for this trope, the academy is actually an academy where people learn and not a constant war zone for evil forces, like some other ones. Now, as Iron is invited to the academy, a physical test is held. When I say a physical test, it's just the instructor sprinting. As every other trainee has trained physically for years, they hold up as Iron fails to keep up. Even then, he tries to get up and keep moving, as the man in the dream still motivates him. In the end, he overexerts himself. In the end, he overexerts himself and is picked up by an instructor and admitted to the medical ward. Well, he was placed last, setting the stage nicely for him to climb the ranks. We also meet the future main cast here, Brad, who is an arrogant, cocky child who is both talented at the sword and is an important noble. Basically, the greatest position you can have in this life. Also, well, kind of like Draco Malfoy at the start with his followers. Ilya, who is the most talented, also part of the noble, but she is not talkative. And Judith, who is hot-headed and accomplished. And with them, the series just does a perfect job. While the cast is made up of somewhat popular archetypes, they are actually represented as humans. First day, when every trainee is lifting, Ilya, the shy prodigy, goes and gives tips to Iron since it was easy to see he was struggling. And since he seemed actually determined, it makes Ilya approach him and break her own problems with shyness and not talking. In a sword class, Brad sees Iron and feels the urge to duel him, and he proposes one. Iron accepts, because he wants to learn. From the start, we learn that Brett easily outclasses Iron in almost every area, and is a solid victory for him. But Iron holding his ground, and his strong vertical slice, makes him somewhat respect Iron. And throughout this academy arc, Iron keeps growing stronger to the point where he can rival the best of his class. Brett doesn't feel resentment. Brett doesn't hate how Iron is just a newbie at the start. When he sees Iron meditating and learning Iron does it to practice fights, Brett acknowledges it as a good training method and starts meditating. And through his charisma and influence, other people join him too. Iron, being a hardworking guy, elevates everyone. And to be honest, my favorite part of the story's first arc was definitely Brett's. He learned so much. He learned humility, he acquired some better motivations, and overall became a great person. And at the end of the first arc, Iron proves that he became a force equal to the best. And it was only thanks to the effort he put in every chapter. How I also felt the same urge to start challenging myself. He constantly overworks himself, which isn't really helpful in the real world. But still, he changes his way of living and tries to become a better version of himself, and achieves it because he works for this very reason every day. And like I said, it this manga motivated me so much to actually start going to the gym like 2, 3 times, start to work on my agility, work with my conditioning, and I believe it's a great read.